Hey guys, I hope that all of you are doing great. Well, Bitcoin is going to $1 million. I would like to state certain set of reasons that why do I believe that, and in fact, a lot of people actually believe that. The question, it is not the matter of whether it'll do that or not. It is just a matter of when it'll do that. Now, let me give you certain points, certain scenarios that we all need to know about the Bitcoin. And when I'm talking about the Bitcoin, it also represents the entire crypto market. As the Bitcoin moves up, the entire crypto market moves up. And when that sort of evaluation will be reached by Bitcoin, that means we are talking about the $20 trillion market cap. That means people will be selling a little bit of Bitcoin, and even with that little bit of money they put in the altcoin market, the entire altcoin market with a low market capitalization will go insane and nuts. Like, people will be making millions and hundreds of millions of dollars out of those. So what is the first point out of that? The $1 million Bitcoin. There is a narrative built around the biggest institutions that we have known from the history. For example, this US-based ARK Investment Management LLC, they have clearly stated that Bitcoin is going to reach $1 million. This is what they have clearly stated. And a big investment institutes like this is stating something like this. This is not just shooting in the air. This is with a clear analysis, with a clear trend, with a clear path where the set of investments could lead to that. And with that narrative, what starts happening, like when the narrative is built, not just that, like even Kathy Woods, like in the interview last year, this is what she said. Within 5 years, she's expecting Bitcoin to reach $500,000. So by 2030, obviously, I mean, we are saying at least $1 million it is going to reach. Now, with that sort of narrative being built by such a reputed people, such a reputed investment organizations, people will not be like doubting about it when it reaches, let's say, $500,000. Who would buy at that point? Somebody has to buy at that point to make it reach $1 million, right? But because of this narrative being built so much by the so much trusted institutions, obviously when it reaches that high, the institutional FOMO will come in and people are going to adopt to it and making it reach that particular height. And in fact, at that level, the government intervention will also be there. The governments would like to accumulate an asset, something of this kind, and probably it will pass all the other assets that we have, like the gold reserve or something like that. So definitely this is one of the important narrative that is going to drive the price crazy within the coming time. What is the second point? The Wall Street big banks and payment firms are getting involved in the digital assets as a result of the client demand. And a recent MasterCard survey found that 40% of people plan to use cryptocurrency in the 2022 year itself. This year itself, 40% of the people are going to use. Now, Wall Street, when we are talking about, these people are like the king of money. I mean, these people know everything about where the money is going to flow in. And obviously, they are not going to bet or put their thought process, their energy into something which they feel is not going to be the future, which probably some legalization, some sort of constraint, some sort of restraints is going to inhibit the industry. Obviously, they have the insider information and they are planning, they are preparing for it. The biggest of the institutions around, the investment firms, the big banks, are actually hiring those crypto teams to actually build all those interfaces. You talk about Visa, you talk about MasterCard, you talk about PayPal. These institutions, these companies are actually implementing, not just planning, they're implementing this crypto solution to provide to the normal day-to-day users. Imagine when that happens, the big retail will jump in, and that retail money is going to drive the price of the Bitcoin insanely high, as well as the other altcoins. Now, again, this Bitcoin could become a legal tender or a global currency across the world. El Salvador has already proven it, has already adopted to it last year. It has shown that it has been a great decision so far, despite all the turmoil, all the dips and everything happening. We haven't seen that boom yet after El Salvador started making it as a legal tender. Even then, it is considered one of the best decisions. So just imagine when the big bull run comes, what is going to happen? Turkey is talking, the ministers within the Turkey proposed within the parliament, should we make it as a legal tender? People have seen within this Russia-Ukraine crisis, what all has happened. The only currency left with the people when they left this war-torn country or war-torn zone is the cryptocurrency. It is a global sort of a thing which you can use. The normal banks don't reach at the places. With the sanctions leveled up on Russia, this is the escape for the people. Because obviously, yes, it can be tracked, it can be further blocked, but this is a sort of a thing that is going to work everywhere, not the fiat currency. So definitely this narrative itself, like once something like this starts happening, where global level adoption at the country level happens, obviously $1 million is an understatement for the Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin spot ETF approval. I mean, a lot of times this has been proposed, Bitcoin spot ETF approval. The SEC has actually, the Securities and Exchange Commissions have rejected this. And in fact, they approved this futures ETF. With the futures ETF, what happens? Within the future, you can short the trade, you can long the trade. That means shorting the trade, that means you're betting when the price is going to go low, even then you make the money. So obviously, even when the price goes crashing down, people make money. So it is likely for the price to crash down. So it's beneficial for somebody who's anti-Bitcoin, who's not supportive of the crypto, to approve a futures ETF. But the spot ETF they have been rejecting. Why? Because within the ETF is exchange traded fund. Once this is approved, the institutional hundreds of billions of dollars are going to flow in the crypto. People are going to actually buy the crypto with that. And when that happens, obviously we are talking about insane amount of surge, several 100% of surge happening within this. Now, this is another narrative that is going to drive the price crazy, is that Bitcoin miners, earlier what they used to do, they used to mine the Bitcoin, and to support this entire function, they used to sell their Bitcoin so that they can have the funds to actually manage all that. But here, what we are talking about, these miners are now being paid attention to. They are being offered the loans by the institutions to meet their all the needs. Now, when all the needs are met, all the expenses are met by the loans itself, what is the need for the miners to sell it? And if they are not selling it, it is equivalent to halving. In fact, Teeka Tiwari, one of the biggest known crypto analysts, one of the great analysts who predicted a lot of coins, this is what he said: this is going to trigger the final halving. Every 4 years, the halving happens. Why? The number of mining reduces to half. Like the number of Bitcoin that can be mined reduces to half every 4 years. That raises the price really high because the demand increases, the supply is less because miners sell less amount of Bitcoins as they can mine. So similarly, when the mining happens, when something like this happens, when the people will be able to actually sell when they would not need to sell the Bitcoin, it doesn't matter how many Bitcoins are being mined. It will be complete lockdown of Bitcoin being sold. What it is going to do? Big scarcity. That means when the institutions are going to buy the Bitcoin, it is going to raise the price sky high. So all these events, just imagine guys, like all these events in itself are going to drive the price really crazy, but all these events are parallelly happening out there in the world. So just imagine what it can do to the price of the Bitcoin. Now, again guys, if you have not subscribed to our channel, please ensure that you hit the subscribe button. This channel will be everything about how do we grow your finances. That's what the goal of this channel is, to provide financial freedom to all of our subscribers. Ensure that you hit the subscribe button if you are not already. Now, this will be interesting to see, like once this happens, we are talking about $1 million Bitcoin. That means $20 trillion market capitalization of Bitcoin. So just imagine, even if people sell like $1 trillion of Bitcoin at that point, and then they invest in the remaining altcoin markets, I mean, the lower altcoins are going to go crazy and nuts. People, I mean, just imagine an altcoin which is having $10 million market cap, $50 million market cap. It has a great project. When billions of dollars are going to flow into projects like these, it is going to grow the price like crazy. 100x, 1000x's. People are going to get 1000x's. $1,000 investment could be turned into $1 million, which has been happening in the past. But with something like this playing out, it is going to go crazy and nuts. So just imagine guys, the kind of possibilities ahead of us. If you think that we have already missed the boat, do not think that. We are still in the boat. If you are still in the game, devote yourself, dedicate yourself full time. And again, I hope that you like the video, like the content. Comment down below for what do you feel about this, and ensure that you smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to our channel, and I would like to hear your opinion on what is going to happen to the Bitcoin.